Picture a ransomware attack that breaches a network, encrypts every file, and demands payment, all without a person behind the keyboard. When the forensic teams arrived to investigate this breach, they found no human hacker at the other end of the connection. For decades, cyber defense relied on the fact that attackers were limited by human constraints. Hackers have to eat, sleep, and manually type their way through a network. Even when they used AI to help, a human was still steering the operation. In July 2026, Sysdig researchers identified JADEPUFFER. It is the first documented instance of a ransomware operation that functions autonomously, from initial breach to final encryption. Our current security playbooks assume we are fighting people. Because those protocols focus on human speed detection and response, they are effectively obsolete against an adversary that doesn't need to stop and think. To understand the threat, we have to look at the difference between a script and an agent. A script follows a straight line. If it hits a wall it wasn't programmed for, it stops. An AI agent is different. It evaluates its surroundings and adapts to obstacles. It acts like a hyper-fast intern who never sleeps, spending every second of the attack testing different ways to solve a problem until it finds the data. When you give malware this level of agency, you remove the final bottleneck of cybercrime. The attack is no longer limited by how fast a human can react. JADEPUFFER's target was specific: Langflow. This is a popular open-source tool that developers use to build their own AI applications. The agent scanned for a known vulnerability called CVE 2025-3248. It autonomously exploited this flaw to gain its first foothold in the system. Once it was inside the Langflow environment, the agent didn't wait for instructions. It immediately identified a path to move from the development tool into a live production server. There is a sharp irony in the fact that the very tools organizations use to build AI products provided the unlocked door for an AI-driven attack. On the production server, the agent began a deep search for credentials, looking for the administrative access it needed to take over the system. It found a set of credentials and tried to log in, but the attempt failed. Rather than crashing, the agent located the server's error logs. It read the logs to understand exactly why the login failed, diagnosed the problem, and adjusted its approach. The agent instantly corrected its own mistake, adapted its approach, and successfully breached the server in just 31 seconds. This moment problems at machine speed. Once it gained control, JADEPUFFER executed its primary mission. It encrypted over 1,300 configuration files using AES encryption, effectively paralyzing the service. The agent then deleted the original files, ensuring that the only remaining copies were the ones it locked away. Then came the twist. The agent generated a random encryption key to lock the files. But because it had no human oversight, it never saved that key or sent it to a server. It locked the data and then let the key disappear. This means that even if the organization paid the ransom, the data could not be recovered. The machine didn't care about the money. It simply followed the logic of the attack to its conclusion. This attack marks the arrival of a new category of risk, the Agentic Threat Actor, or ATA. ATAs change the economics of hacking. A single person can now rent an AI agent and launch a sophisticated, high-speed operation that previously would have required a large team of expert coders. The speed of these agents is now outpacing the capabilities of human-led defense. The window of time we have to detect and stop an intrusion is closing. If your defense strategy relies on a person sitting in a security operations center to manually review an alert, you have already lost to an attacker that moves in seconds. Right now, you should audit any LLM tools or AI development platforms connected to your network. If you are running Langflow, patch CVE 2025-3248 immediately. You also need to look at your incident response plan. Ask if your team is capable of containing a breach that completes its entire lifecycle in under 5 minutes. We are entering a period of AI against AI warfare. When the attacker moves at the speed of a processor, the only effective defense is another AI capable of responding just as fast. JADEPUFFER is proof that the environment has changed. Autonomous cyber warfare is no longer a concept for the future. It is currently active on the network.